Welcome back to Lechonkamania, where today we've received yet another package. So quickly, let's see what's inside. Okay, I think we've got everything unpackaged now, with one chonky stack of code cards to give away at the end of the video, two amazing Yukamori claymations, or clay sculptures. We've got here a Lechonk Best Buy promo, one of my favorites. Any Lechonk with a stamp is amazing, and I really prefer this illustration where he's looking into the puddle. Such an amazing card. Thank you again, Crustlemania. We'll take every Lechonk that we can get. And then a chonky distant relative of Lechonk. My goodness. Love Pilot Wine, Mammoth Wine, and of course, Swine up here. My goodness. Let's take a much closer look at that. Absolutely gorgeous, especially with the amount of snow that's been happening all around these areas, or check local listings. Now we'll get into these slabs. So, as you might know, Mrs. Lechonkamania and I are raw collectors. We have never submitted any cards ourselves to be graded by any company, nor do we plan on it. And we really don't seek out slabs to buy. But when we seen that Crustlemania was doing his experiment by sending in lower quality vintage cards, well, I wanted to send some of my own. But first, what he sent as an extra, because I want to save the best for last. He sent this as just a free throw-in. So my goodness, the chonky generosity knows no bounds with Crustlemania. And this is a PSA 2 Wigglytuff base set 2. And it sure looks it. But what could be better than a PSA 2? Well, in my eyes, anyway, a PSA 1. Now, I sent this card to Crustlemania as part of his experiment. He was trying to go for some PSA 1s, and I figured this card would be perfect for it, as it has surface scratching everywhere. It has what looks to be like a child was chewing on this card at one point. The centering on the back is not perfect, it's top heavy. It has insane creasing. It basically fails at every criteria that PSA looks for, and it fails extravagantly. So I figured this probably could get a PSA 1. And it has PR for pristine 1. My goodness. So this, I'm not a grading person. So when we received these, I was like, let me go quickly check the PSA website. I mean, so I went and I checked the pop report. And when it comes to Fossil Ditto Hollow, there is 8. This is a population 8 PSA 1 Fossil Hollow Ditto. Now, I got this card anywhere from 2015 to 2018, I'd say. And, well, I'm glad to see the journey that it's been on, as it's been either sitting in an ETB with a bunch of other damaged vintage or in a binder. But I just really love collecting damaged vintage cards, as the damage on the cards adds so much of an extra story. I remember back in the day, I used to keep my loose cards in my backpack or one of the pencil box cases that you'd have in school. I remember one time particularly, taking a Red Eyes Black Dragon to my friend's birthday party in my pants pocket, just raw, and no, that couldn't have been good for the card. So it really makes you think, what could have happened to this Ditto to get those wavy dents in the top there? How many times was it slid across the floor in between something to get all these scratches? The stories that a damaged card can tell, oh, they're amazing. And I'm glad that this one continues to tell a tale, being one of only 8. Now, you may correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't grade, neither does Mrs. Lechonkamania, so maybe I did a terrible job researching this, but you'll have to let me know. There's like everything. I'm pretty sure this is a population 8. And I know low population stuff is what people like in PSA, but I just like a PSA 1. My goodness. So, there's that. But my favorite one, perhaps, is Giovanni from Gym Challenge in a PSA 1. Now, when I sent this to Crustlemania, I really did not think this would get a 1, but I didn't think that he'd be submitting it either. This was more of one that I just wanted to give it to him, you know? But he ended up submitting it alongside with the Ditto, and that is scary because there's a huge difference in the condition of these two cards just based off the front, right? So to see that the Giovanni got a 1 and so did the Ditto, it's pretty insane to me. Instead, I'll keep reiterating, I'm not a grader and I really don't care to be one, or one who grades their cards. But if this Ditto is a PSA 1, this Giovanni is at least a PSA 2, no? Especially when put side by side to the Wigglytuff. Now, granted, there's a huge crease going down the center there, and we'll check that out here more on the back. Still though, this is an amazing piece to get back, and I cannot thank Crustlemania enough. This will be going directly into the Team Rocket collection, as we can never have enough Team Rocket pieces. But what makes this one even more special, and you can, again, correct me if I'm wrong, all you PSA connoisseurs out there. Whenever I looked up the population on this one, it was a population 3. Pristine 1. Population 3. Now, something I didn't check. We'll check this in real time. That is insane. These are back-to-back PSA 1s when it comes to the number here. The sequential numbering. A lot of people really like that. And these are sequentially numbered. You know, 856, it ends there. Here it's 855. So they graded the Ditto first, and then the Giovanni, which is shocking because you'd think if you did the Ditto first and you got a PSA 1, clearly seeing this card next to it would be a PSA 2. But here we have 2 sequentially numbered PSA 1s of some absolutely fantastic vintage pieces. Now, because this is a Lechonk themed channel, we don't get to talk about this kind of stuff ever, right? But again, I really love vintage. It was my childhood. I know, a story told by everyone, but I don't like to get too much into it, nor do we ever have the chance. So being able to see these here, document them, to cherish them now, well, we only have Crustlemania to thank. He's been going on a PSA grading journey now for quite some time, taking a bunch of damaged vintage cards that he could pick up from wherever he could get them, and he's been grading them, trying to get PSA 1s. And these two were the first PSA 1s that he had achieved. 2 cards in which I'd sent him. Like I said, I planned for the Ditto to get a 1 and just look at it. But the Giovanni then? And for him to send them back. Now I'll be sending him some stuff in return, so look forward to it. And when his video comes out, you'll be able to see everything that we sent him. And my goodness, I really feel as if I owe him huge for this. As well, just having them be PSA 1s of cards that I've had in my collection for quite some time. The sequential numbering of them all, and them being a part of the Crustlemania journey also. These 2 cards are insanely meaningful. And again, I cannot thank Crustlemania enough. I'm going to be looking at these cards all day, all week, all month. And every time I do, I'm going to remember the story that they told and that they will continue to tell. And well, I thank you for listening to that story. And again, we must thank Crustlemania, as his generosity is insane. Isn't that right, Lechonk? My goodness. So, again, look forward to his package reveal for what we'll be sending him. And I just want to thank you yet again all for watching. And if you enjoy chonky content like this, well, maybe not like this, as the rest of our videos are much more Lechonk themed, as you can maybe see there by the background. Regardless though, if you want even more chonky content in the future, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you then.